This is the Power Element Podcast, episode 63. Hi, my name is Paul. I produce a podcast. I am a journeyman lineman by trade, and we are back at the International Lineman's Rodeo for a special series of episodes. Our guest today is Max Hackett. Max is the VP of Sales and Marketing for Youngstown Glove. Max dishes out glove talk, then delivers some breaking news you will not hear anywhere else but here on the Power Element Podcast. Big news. Stay tuned. All right, real quick. I had a great time at the rodeo. Had some good feedback, interact with a lot of people. Talked to some listeners of the show. Shout out to Chad, Daniel Price, all the way from Tennessee. Flew out the day of Saturday, and then flew back Saturday. That's it. Easy peasy. Big fan of the rodeo. Thanks, Daniel. Good to see you. And our good buddy from Texas, Mr. Morgan. Good to see you guys. All right. Milwaukee Tool. Since the company began in 1924, Milwaukee Tool has led the industry in developing innovative solutions that deliver increased productivity and unmatched durability for professional construction users. Head on over to MilwaukeeTool.com or on Instagram at Milwaukee Tool for the latest and greatest. All right, Dragonware. Heads up, Power Element podcast listeners. Dragonware is launching something big this November. The Pro Dry Tech shirt with hood and ANSI 107 high vis for men. Supreme comfort and stretch, and built with the NFPA 70E and UPF 50 plus protection you can rely on. It's the next big thing in the Pro Dry Tech collection. Don't miss the drop. Sign up for the newsletter at dragonware.com for updates. Once again, dragonware.com. Stay up to date on the latest and greatest. Fun fact, wore my quarter zip black Dragonware sweater in today. So get a little cold in California. All right, Total Safety Supplies and Solutions is your one-stop shop for all your job site tools, PPE, garments, rubber good testing, and more. With locations spread across the United States, you can expedite and simplify your day-to-day needs with a vast assortment of trustworthy services and solutions. Visit TotalSafety.com. We are your preferred tooling, supplies, and service experts. Big shout out to Total Safety Supplies. They sponsored the 360 photo booth. If you were at the expo, you've seen that. So good time. Appreciate you guys. All right, High Voltage Industries, the biggest brand on Instagram showcasing all aspects of the high voltage industry. These guys have been working for nearly 10 years on showing the world what we do and how the industry gets it done every day. Check out their Instagram page at highvoltage_industries. And they have some of the best merch in the game. Head on over to highvoltageindustries.com. Use promo code POWERELEMENT to get 10% off your order. Special thank you to Klein Tools, Working Athlete, Gelco, Co Eyewear, Power Element, 15% off for Co Eyewear, Buckingham Manufacturing. All right, special thanks to Daniel Sanchez. I'll put his info in the show notes. I'm a mama, High Voltage Commando. Appreciate you guys. All right, last but not least, I want to thank the entire Sturgis, California workforce. Without you, this podcast would not be possible. All right, let's get to the show. The Power Element Podcast, episode 63. Max Hackett. Enjoy the show. The Power Element Podcast, live at the International Lineman's Rodeo, Day 2, Friday. Hope you guys have a great day. This will air once the International Lineman's Rodeo is all over and done. This is your invitation to come next year. We won't talk about next year. We'll talk about this year. We got Max from Youngstown. How you doing, Max?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing great, man.
Good.
What number rodeo is this for you?
Oh, my gosh. 10th, maybe?
Really?
Yeah. We've been coming here a lot of years.
What about for you, specific internally?
10.
So you've been here every year?
Yeah, every year. Yeah.
You're the guy. What do you take away from the rodeo each time?
I just love it. We love this industry. We love the people. It's great for us to get like real feedback from the guys that are using our gloves. And so I just love it, you know.
Cool. I want to talk about Youngstown, but I want to get a little bit of your background. Where'd you grow up? Give me the elevator pitch.
I grew up in Minnesota. Went to school in Wisconsin, Madison, where I went to college.
You supposed to say it like that? Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. A badger. And moved out to California, actually.
There you go. What part?
I lived in Hermosa Beach.
Wow.
I was waiting tables, living on the beach, just loving life. And my buddy started working for a glove company, and they needed people. And so I went there, and we started working at this glove company. And then that glove company was called Ironclad, and there was 2 co-founders of it, and they sort of had a falling out. And me and my pal left that company to start our own company. And we kind of like shuffled along for a little bit, and we were eventually bought to build a brand, and that became Youngstown.
All right.
Yeah, so I've been in the glove business for 25 years or more, or something like that.
All right, let's start there. So what's changed from gloves from 25 years ago to now?
So much has changed. But so our thing is we started out kind of in the hardware and lumber world, right, selling to general contractors, right? And they wanted a better glove for their linemen. And so we made them a better glove, and their guys loved it. And then we were contacted by another utility to make them a glove, and they loved it. And then you had the kind of the 08-09 crash, right? And retail just was awful. And we looked at our business and we're like, here's this utility space where guys care about quality, they care about safety. This is the place we got to be. And
what was the opportunity to go from lumber to power utility?
Well, it was just a relationship thing. We, met a guy, right? And he was an influential lineman at this utility. And he was like, the stuff we're getting sucks. And you guys make good gloves, but we have some different elements we need to it. And so we just designed one from scratch for him. And they loved it. And then, retail was just awful. And then like this utility space, they cared about quality, and it was like, this is where we got to be. And so then we just went all in. And so now for 15, 16 years, our sole focus has been building gloves for linemen.
Do you go, you still have a lumber side and still?
No, I mean, we have some legacy accounts, but they don't get our love.
So your primary power utility, we've allowed the business model to kind of
totally focus on it. And it's helped us a lot, because we used to be what we said, an inch deep and a mile wide, where we would want to sell to roofers and electricians and plumbers and this and that. But that once it became, we're just doing linemen, that was like, it just gave us a total focus on development and what trade shows we do and everything. And so it just really focused our company, and it's been amazing.
Why can't linemen just use a regular glove at a hardware store? What's the gap? What are you guys offering that's so different?
What we offer that's so different is, I mean, you can buy any glove, you can buy a glove for $2, you can buy a glove for $50, right? And so we make them in a manner where they fit your hand like a golf glove or a batting glove, yet they have durability and protection. And so, we were here, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, and we did a big survey with all the linemen, and we came up and we were like, what's most important to you? What's most important to you? And we gave them a list, and it was like protection, comfort, durability, the whole thing. And they all said comfort. That was like the number one thing, was like comfort, and then dexterity. But then you have these safety officers that are like, yeah, but it's got to be cut A4, it's got to, be ARC rated, whatever the thing might be. And so when we go into our development and create gloves, we're like, all right, we got to check the box for the safety guys to cut A4, whatever it might be. And then, but it's got to be comfortable. And if it's not comfortable and dexterous, we don't bring it to market. And so that's our whole thing.
When did we see the shift of the culture to go to a cut-resisting glove?
That's continued. So we kind of in the last, about 5 years ago, our major customers kind of started with our unlined leathers, and then lo and behold, they need to move into cut resistant. And so now it's probably like 50-50 across our business as far as companies that have a cut rule and companies that don't.
And then those companies probably have an arc flash rule, and that's a pretty newer release glove, right?
It is.
Can you tell me about the arc flash rule?
Well, it's a fairly new. It is a fairly new spec, and it's really, to be honest, it's really interesting. Where we have some customers that care deeply about having an arc-rated glove, and others don't care at all. And I'm not smart enough to know why. So I'm just like, what are your rules? What do you need? I got something for that.
I say this with the best compliment too is a good glove is one you forget about. You put it. It's part of your PPE. It's fits like a glove. The term, totally. And it's nice, and it goes in your back pocket when you're not wearing it. When you're transiting from to the truck to the job, whatever it looks like. And when you put it on, it's kind of one of those muscle memory movements, and you use it as needed. And it's one of those things that you're grateful to have. And a good glove is it's good, and it's one of those things that keeps you coming back as a customer.
Totally. I mean, they do wear out, right? And
sure.
So people have to rebuy once they get into it. But it's interesting because if you think about it, all workers, it's your mind telling your hands what to do.
Sure.
Right? And so you need to protect those hands. Those are your money makers.
Yeah.
Right? You're not doing work with your elbow. It's your fingers that are doing the work, and so we protect those to keep guys safe and working.
How much? I kind of want to shift into technology as far as what the future looks like for gloves. I know it's kind of unique to ask something so basic as the glove, but I know there's some interesting perspectives maybe from your point. But how much is it the design change? What's fundamental that doesn't really change in gloves?
Well, it's interesting. So there's this whole world of material science, right? And so it's all about getting thinner and more protective, right? Because we get thinner and more flexible, then we can have cut protection, and you don't really feel it like it's on, That's kind of where the development is. But at the end of the day, like, leather is also really awesome.
Yeah.
And like, leather is just this natural hide that has inherent arc protection. It's abrasion resistant, it's flexible, it's comfortable. And so a lot of what we do is we're taking a leather glove and we're lining it with Kevlar. And so that Kevlar brings in the flame resistance and the cut resistance. But we're constantly looking at new materials and new ways to do things. But like I always, tell our team, like, linemen are cowboys and cowboys wear leather gloves.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so, like, as much as there is cool new material science that we put into some of our winter gloves and make them cut resistant, this and that, a lot of times the outer shell of the glove is leather, because that's what guys like. They love the feel.
Absolutely. And to shift into my next question is, what does that future look like for glove development and Youngstown Glove?
So we're constantly developing. Most of the product line that we offer has been developed with a utility. They'll have a certain need, and we'll try and solve that, and and so we'll go into the lab, we'll develop a product, and then we put it into the field, and then they use it, and they say, we like this, we don't like this, and it's kind of a long process, and then eventually we nail it, and that's how we make that new glove. But we're constantly, there's a lot of winter glove needs for, like, really extreme stuff. We're always looking for more breathability, what have you. So, as far as what's next, the big thing for Youngstown actually is, this is a huge deal, is we're building a rubber glove factory in Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, is this breaking news?
This is breaking news. We haven't really told many people. This is a true story.
Come on, let's go. Breaking news here live, man. What else can you say about this?
So it's going to be just a state-of-the-art rubber glove factory, made in the USA, rubber gloves for linemen.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're really excited. So we hope that when we're at this show next year, like, we'll be showing our own rubber gloves.
Wow, so it'll be the working glove, it'll be the keeper, and then the rubber glove.
Yes.
Will be all Youngstown.
Yes.
That's amazing, man. That's
I know.
cool.
That's the dream. And it's happening. Really, I mean, that's the thing, right? At these utilities, they have work gloves, they have protectors, and they have the rubber gloves. And that rubber glove is a piece we've never done or been able to, and we're building a factory to be able to do that.
That's cool. When we talk about, you guys got the billboard that says #1 in durability, how important is that for you guys to have as a staple, as part of your culture and what you guys present to the customer?
It's very important. You know, we're a very premium product. Admittedly, you know, our price point is high.
Sure.
Right. But we're trying to make the best. We're trying to, and with that, we have a 2-month use guarantee. So we know that a lineman's going to get 2 months of wear out of our glove. A lot of times they get 3 or 4 or 5 months, right? If a guy blows it out in a month, we will replace that glove. And so durability is very important to us, but it's also got to be comfortable and dexterous. You know, you could put a frying pan on your glove that lasts for 5 years, but nobody wants to use that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting out in the field much? You getting? I know I want to talk about the feedback you get here at this at the expo, but how much is that learning development from you guys and what you take back to the development team? But what's that look like for visiting crews and getting that feedback?
All the time. We're constantly seeing crews, right? Like all of the business we have has been won through wear trials. You know, we talk to a utility. They say, we're looking for a glove that does X, Y, and Z. We literally give them, you know, a dozen free pair, whatever it is. They put it in the field, and the guys say yay or nay. So we have utility reps all over the country, every state, and they're calling on utilities every day, and we're just trying to earn their business.
Absolutely. I've always said it's always hard, especially in power utility. I'm sure other construction trades too. You have to make that first impression.
Yeah.
And especially important for you too, because you're going to see a lineman grab the glove, and then they're going to try it on, and they're going to know within that instant if this is going to be not for them, or it's going to be the glove for the rest of their life. Or
totally.
You know,
we call that the wow factor.
Absolutely.
We want a guy, you know, we figure we got 2 seconds. We want a guy to put that glove on and be like, wow. You know, and like me and the designer, we talk about that all the time. And like, we'll put a glove and be like, this isn't a wow. We need it to be a wow.
Yeah.
And that's what we try and do. And we really think that we do really actually make them different than everybody. So everybody's typically doing like a driver glove pattern, which is this 2-dimensional design with a leather glove. And like I said, you know, our pattern is more akin to a golf glove or a batting glove. It's this 3-dimensional ergonomic pattern that we've developed over the years.
Sure.
And then we reinforce all the wear areas. But the whole thing is like, they put it on and it's just like a second skin. It's just, they're like, wow.
Sure, that's good. And to that point is, once that glove wears out, and maybe the tool supplier or the tool crib guy maybe order another glove, but that lineman, that glove, that comfort in having that same glove is what you want, and that's that comfort, that trust with that glove. It gives you that confidence too. So it's a big point. It's a big key point.
And you know, we know that once guys get into our product, that they come back to it, you know, because it's reliable, it lasts, you know. And I will say that contractors are a tougher sell for us.
Why is that a thing?
Well, you know,
Price point.
Sure. You know, the investor-owned utilities, they're more willing to spend for the best in PPE. And I don't always see that necessarily in the contractor world. I want to change that. We are changing that a little bit, but it's a tougher sell.
What's your message to those contractors or maybe those people hesitant?
Take care of your guys. Get them what they want.
Sure.
You know, and it's happened a little bit more with the protectors. We've been able to sell our protectors a little more easily than the work gloves into that space. But it's a huge opportunity, and that's our goal, is to try and win over more of the contractor world.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Max, we'll wrap it up. I know I want to get to your booth, but I kind of want to ask you. You got a big investment going on over there at the booth. You got a nice big booth, a lot of gloves to sample and try. What's that feedback you're looking at? What's that feedback you're getting? What's a common question you guys get?
Well, we just love talking to the dudes, and so like, it's been fun over the years. You know, we've had guys like, there's a couple great guys, Josh and Ben, who've come around for years and couldn't land them when we were trying, and purchasing whatever, it wouldn't happen. Well, over in this last year, they're fully on board.
Sure.
And so that now to see them come around and like they get our gloves every day in their service center, and we're just high-fiving, and it's awesome.
That's cool, man.
You know, I love it. It's a funny little glove world, but you know, we love this industry so much. It's just like really good people, good honest dudes, and we're just trying to make them a glove that they love, that's better and works and does what it's supposed to, and we just love it, man.
Absolutely. Max, I appreciate you coming on. I kind of just went over your booth and tried to grab someone, and I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for asking, and thank you for hosting us. It's much appreciated.
For sure, man. Where can people find you guys? Is there a website you want?
We got a website, ytgloves.com. Info at ytgloves. I'm Max Hackett. You can call me, and we'll talk gloves or do whatever you need. We'll get you into our stuff.
You guys heard it. YT Gloves, right?
Yeah, ytgloves.com.
There it is. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Thanks.